flooding the room and just as quickly dissolving as Daniel leaped out of bed, running to the window. He pushed the heavy curtain aside and looked out, seeing 4 trucks pull into the yard. "What's going on? Who is it?" Sandy asked, peering over his shoulder. "I don't know," he said, quickly pulling on his pants. "Stay here," he added, slipping out of the room, "and lock the door." Making his way down the hall on his way to the staircase, he met Sam, telling him to stay in his room and lock the door as well. He could hear voices downstairs and breathed a sigh of relief as he realized they were Kikiu guardsmen and not Mau Mau raiders. Anderson was standing at the foot of the stairs along with Nigel. Lord Whitney was at the front door. "Daniel," Lord Whitney called out, "these men have some questions they want to ask you." "Questions?" Daniel asked, suddenly wary as he made his way downstairs. Several of the guardsmen ran up the stairs and quickly subdued him. They forced him to his knees, bending his arms behind his back as he tried to resist. "What are you doing?" "I've done nothing," Daniel screamed up at them. "There's no need for that," Lord Whitney said, suddenly angry as he turned toward Anderson. "Please, sir," Anderson said as he followed the guardsmen out the door. "These men are trained to handle this sort of situation." "Trained? To do what? There's no situation here. You said you wanted to ask him some questions." "Inky," Sam called from the top of the stairs. Elizabeth came running out of her room, as well as Natasha, who quickly reached a hand out to hold the children back. Sandy came out of her room wrapped in her kanga. She paused for a moment, looking at Natasha and seeing the fear in her eyes. She watched the guards pushing Daniel down on his knees in the middle of the floor and ran down the stairs. "No, go back," Daniel called out to her. The guardsman punched him viciously, and Sandy screamed. "What are they doing?" she cried out to Lord Whitney. "What do they want with him?" She ran for the door, but Nigel grabbed her around the waist, holding her back. The guards dragged Daniel out of the house and into the courtyard. He tried to resist. They quickly beat him into submission and threw him into the back of a truck as Anderson pulled the tailgate down. He waited for 3 of the guardsmen to climb in and then closed the tailgate behind them, slapping the side of the truck. Anderson jumped into the cab of the first truck, and the 4 trucks roared off into the night as Sandy, finally freeing herself from Nigel's grasp, ran outside. She stood in the middle of the courtyard, stunned, watching the taillights of the trucks disappear into the distance. And then she screamed. It was loud and primal.